Okay, hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is the August 4th, 13th evening, excuse me. I'm Brandon, I'm the campaign coordinator for Davis. We have some familiar faces here, online and in person. I don't know if we want to do a round robin, just a quick hi. I don't know if, I don't recognize Mott's, so. Welcome. But yeah, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Let me enlarge it. Go. And but yeah, we can just go around the rooms, briefly say hello. Maybe.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I volunteer for DEVA for about 2 years now. And I own a Model 3 EV.
Hi, I'm Barbara, and this is Robert. Wave to the nice people. And we are longtime DEVA members.
I'm the longest, because I met with Chris. On the first day she invited someone to block cars at what was the place we used to meet? The old Dairy Queen or whatever it was.
At Repower Yellow.
Repower, yeah.
Yes, Robert is a long time DEVA member, and for almost as long as we have owned our ancient leaf. And one of the things we're looking to do now is to buy a longer range EV. So I wanna talk to people tonight about what they think about prospects for the Chevy Bolt that is coming out end of this year and maybe next year.
Peter Mackin, I'm president of SAC EV. I own two EV, well, our family owns two EVs, a Volvo and a Tesla, but the Tesla will be gone probably by Sunday and it'll be replaced with something else, but I don't know what it is yet.
How are you gonna replace it? Like, what are you gonna do with the Tesla?
My plan was to trade it, but if somebody wants to buy it, I'd sell it to them. It's a 2013 though, it's 12 years old. It's a Model S.
Oh. Why are you getting rid of it?
Oh,
Because I've had it for 12 years. It's time for something new.
and you said you already have plans on something?
Something, I just don't know. I've got two possibilities. I haven't picked the one that I want yet.
Okay.
I'm still debating.
I'm Wong. I sometimes take pictures for the EV people
Yes.
and still want to take that picture that's going to change the world. People always ask me why I take pictures. I take pictures to forget. Yeah, you still laugh, but I have something else. Nobody still can tell me how to do a good and how we measure doing a better, not a bad, a better job or a bad job, but better job is what we look for. And since nobody can tell me, to the hell with all those people like me who don't know what they're doing. Environmental engineer, you tell me, or find the person who can tell me.
Thanks, y'all.
Yes, I hope one day there will be somebody coming. ChatGPT can't answer my question either.
That leaves me. My name's Frances Hauser. I've been volunteering with Cool Davis since about 2023. And I happen to own two EVs right now. The newest one is actually the Chevy Silverado, which is the ginormous truck, but it has a over 250-mile range, and that's when it's towing something. So yeah, I feel like trying to just, let people know all the various options out there and that things are getting better in terms of range, in terms of possibilities and what they can do. So, and the only reason I laughed is because when you said you took pictures to forget, I thought like a pensive. from Harry Potter, where they take the memories out, you just score them
Oh,
with a
yeah,
pencil.
yeah.
That's why I laughed. I wasn't laughing at you.
That's okay. You should laugh much more. And let you tell why, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I think the more information we share with each other, the better. When it comes
Yeah.
to anything, so.
Indeed. Do our online folks wanna say hi, give a brief intro?
Sure, I'll go first. My name is Mont. My wife and I just bought our first EV, which is a Subaru, several months ago, and I'm interested in, we've only charged it using our local rooftop solar, and I'd like to learn more about high-speed charging.
Okay, well, we chose a good day to attend.
We can probably all help you with that.
Hey Bertrand.
Hello, everyone. I think that's my first time I've actually attended Davis EVA. I am a strong advocate of electric mobility, and actually I'm now much more even involved in bringing solar electrical vehicles. So to that end, I am working on bringing an Aptera at EV at the Pavilion at the end of September. It's not yet 100% secure, but it looks like it's going to happen. So as soon as it's definitively organized, I will confirm that. Otherwise, I'll be showing up with some material and a model so people can see how it looks, but it won't have the same impact having actually the vehicle so people can actually sit in it and see by themselves. So personally, I have an Audi Q4 and all electric, and my wife has a Subaru plug-in hybrid. But our next car is going to be that solar EV, hopefully in a year.
Well, by the way, Bertrand, I'm proud Aptera investor here.
Yeah.
So,
I made a reservation. I haven't invested.
I bought stock, so I actually own a piece of it, which may be worthless, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Because I want one of those cars.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of direct information. I don't want to say inside information because we can disclose that, and things are happening. So I think within the next month we'll have good news.
Yeah, no, I know they've done the production intent vehicles and everything. They're
Yeah.
coming along. They are. They just need some more money.
That's something.
It will take time. Yeah. It costs a lot of money to put a vehicle on the market, and that's clearly the Achilles heel here, like many projects.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But-
Oh, no, that was all I had.
Hey Greg.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I talked to Brandon earlier about what was going on with me, but we purchased a Kia Niro EV, real happy with it. We put in a level 2 charger off of our dryer, and now we charge it off of that. So we can charge from 0 to 100 in about 9 hours. I also purchased a Tesla converter and tried that out. And we got one from the Kia dealer because the aftermarket ones were supposed to be sketchy. Now I can charge off Tesla chargers. So we're planning a trip up to Seattle and Colorado just to see how that works out. We're really happy with it. My entire home is all electric, down to the water heater and of course the dryer. We have solar panels, and we bought an induction cooktop a few years ago. Really happy with that. We're all in with electric. We've had $4 charges for gas for PG&E for years, just because of carrying charges or whatever. And we haven't paid an electric bill for about 5 or 6 years now. And our true ups, finally this year we had to pay a couple $100. but we're really happy with that. We were the first in our block to put panels in, and now we have 8 people in this little block that all have panels. I guess everybody was trying to keep up with the Joneses or something, so.
Or
So-
just trying to save money.
Well, yes and no. There's pros and cons to putting panels up for people. It's something you have to look to the future for, because some people's immediate needs won't allow it. You just can't afford it because there's a cost outlay, and the electric vehicles especially have come down in price, so they're a much better choice for if you can get over range anxiety. So anyway, glad to be here.
Just one thing I'd like to mention because it's brand new. I think yesterday the California Supreme Court actually find non-constitutional to for PG&E and other IOU, investor-owned utilities, to actually not pay the full rate like they do for NEM 2. Basically, they say NEM 3 need to be changed because it's not constitutional, which is an amazing news.
So just to look at the agenda here, we've gone through introductions. We'll talk through some EV hot topics and Q&A before leading into a presentation that Nathan has prepared for us today. And then to finish off, we'll do some brief discussion about the EVs at Pavilion. And then I'm sure some of us drove EVs here, so perhaps we can take some tours of those afterwards. But yeah, I guess I'll start. The big news I'm sure everyone here has heard is that the federal rebates are ending at the end of September. And so with our EVs at Pavilion transportation fair coming up on September 30th, where a lot of our messaging is being around, come prepared to buy, now's the best time to buy an EV, although the EV market isn't going anywhere. This is still, probably gonna be the best time to buy in the near future. Yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to share any thoughts on that, or any models in particular that are especially appealing. I myself have been looking forward to the Rivians, but the R2 is not coming out until 2026 anyway, so that time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to lease a vehicle, then you don't have to worry about all the rigmarole with the IRA and the different criteria for which cars are eligible or not. You get the leasing company should pass the credit through to you, and so it saves you money. The downside obviously is it's a lease, but that's what I'm gonna have to do just because I won't be eligible for the tax credit. Anyway, so if I wanna save money, I gotta do it that way.
Can you get a tax credit for another, if you've had one? It's just one per year, is it?
No, I think it's 2.
2? Okay.
I don't know for sure. Somebody needs to fact check me, but there's no limit as far as like a lifetime limit. There was for the state credits, but for the federal, I don't think so. I think you could buy, 2 a year for 10 years straight. Well, the credit's not running that long, but you could do that. Yeah, there was no.
And
no limit.
aren't Rivians they're out of business, aren't they?
Rivian?
I don't think so.
No, Rivian's not out of business.
Okay, I might be mistaken.
Bought a Rivian, and that was only a year or so
Yeah.
ago.
No, Rivians, I think some of the Rivians qualify the truck. Well, no, I guess they both do because they just have to be under that $80,000 MSRP limit.
I thought they went out of business. Okay, my mistake.
Well, if they did, I didn't hear it.
I don't know.
They got another lump sum of cash
VW,
from VW, so.
because Rivian's doing their software now. So
Well,
that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, the other thing, I don't know if everyone knows, but I mean, all those electric delivery vans that Amazon has, those are Rivians. So that's another source of revenue for them.
yeah, I can add to that. the fact that Volkswagen has made a huge contract with Rivian, 1 billion already paid for, and up to 5 billion for basically to get help on their software architecture, because obviously, and I can testify because I have an Audi, the software is a weak point for the EV from Volkswagen, from, I would say German, but certainly for Volkswagen. But and it should help improve in the future with the contract that Volkswagen has done with Rivian. Meaning, I mean, Rivian burn a lot of cash quick, but it should give them some headroom financially.
It'll be interesting to see how the market reacts when all the rebates end in September. And I mean, basically, there's still state programs across the country, but it'll be interesting to see how much of a slowdown there is, or if it's not, or if it's, where the rebates really helping the electric market and compared to the rest of the world. Is the US is gonna be, I'm just afraid for US car companies and that they're just gonna be killed everywhere, including here, and it's unfortunate, but I don't know with the current federal climate what there's a way out of it.
The one piece I saw, when I was doing my research on the ending of these incentives was that the commercial installation doesn't end, the incentives around that doesn't end until next year.
Sort of like the charging.
Yeah. And so I don't know if you could say that's like, a major indicator that, the market is going into maybe a state of dormancy until maybe the major players can realign themselves so they're in a better position to scale up. We'll see, I'd like to think that, but it's hard to say. Oh, also, the new Nissan Leaf will be coming out next year, I think. We've been getting some communication from Plug-in America around their National Drive Electric Month materials. And so Nissan, which is usually one of like the major sponsors, is investing into their release next year. In exchange for, or instead of getting as much as they may typically do for the Plug-in America National Drive Electric Month campaign. In terms of like materials. Yeah, does anyone else have any questions? I know you are interested in a longer range EV. I don't know, besides the Chevy Silverado. Any other models besides that?
Yeah, I don't know the full range of vehicles that have gotten the extended battery life. I know that my brother-in-law's been looking into this. He said there's supposed to be a solid state battery coming out within the next couple of years that has like a 700-mile range.
Wow.
So if someone can keep that going and keep that building that, then I think we can eventually get to that point with more vehicles. And not have to rely on lithium as much. That's the other plus about it.
So I'm currently reading a pretty long article in Time Magazine from a couple of weeks ago, but I'm just getting to it now. It's about China's EV design and manufacturing. And this article makes it sound like they are light years ahead of where we are, particularly in manufacturing, automated in such a way that a bespoke vehicle can be built in a day. And one of the things they pointed out that a Chinese company called NIO just got the world's record for the most for the longest range, it was just a shade over 650 miles on a single charge. And I presume that's not a solid state battery,
Might not be.
because those, yeah. And theirs are cheap. So
In
it's,
China.
in China, yeah.
To get it
By
to
the time you
not-
pay the 100% tariff, and is it illegal to even sell those in the US, or is it just,
I don't
They've
think
got
so,
a-
it's just the import tariff, but even with like 150% tariffs, some of those vehicles would still sell here, I think, if they
yeah,
actually came here.
yeah.
They would have to pass all the safety regs.
Yeah.
They'd have to be built to meet the market.
This article made that
If they
point.
do, then yeah, I mean, other than having to pay the tariff, that would be the only restriction,
Mhm.
you know, so if that, you know, if the car was built for $10,000 and there was 100% tariff, it's only $20,000. I mean,
Still
that's
cheaper.
a screaming deal, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a tariff, it's like a tax.
Well,
Well,
it's a tariff, but you're absolutely right, it is a tax, it's a tax on the buyer, yeah, well, the importer, but.
so
The importers.
it's hard to figure out how is the American manufacturers gonna compete with that? It seems they have so many models, with good features at such low prices.
It may come down to if the companies themselves decide they want to invest in that. Because they were, for the last few years, they have been trying to invest in that, even with Trump in office the first time. They were like looking at the future and they're like, well, let's start getting a couple more EV models in, because that does seem to be the next step. So it's about, if they're no longer getting support from the government, do they want to invest their own money and keep this going and keep, building on it and keep developing it and making it better? I think it's gonna come down to that. They have to decide if they wanna, if they wanna put in the funding for that, but how do we convince them of that, I think is really the question.
So the specific question that I had, was about the Chevy Bolt, and it's variously called the 2026 model and the 2027 model. For some reason, they seem to be the same thing, coming out maybe at the very end of this year or, early next year. And, first of all, I have never in my long life bought an American car. And I have an instinctive knee-jerk reaction that American cars aren't as good as Japanese cars. That's the way it was for most of my life, especially if you want to drive a small car, which I do. The reason I'm not buying a Chevy Equinox right now so that I can take advantage of the tax credit is I don't want a car that big. I know it's not a big car, but I don't even want one that big. The Bolt sounds great. But so there are a couple of things. One is it's an American car maker. And the other thing is they just continued it for several years, right? And this is apparently a fairly redesigned model. Is it stupid for me? I never buy the first of anything, cause I figure there are bugs to be worked out. So am I stupid to think Chevy's got EVs down well enough that I could buy this essentially first year model and have a reasonable assurance it's sound?
I don't get any impression that the vault would be not good enough.
Problem is, we don't really know that much about it, so
Well,
without knowing the full details, I really can't. But I think they've shown the past year or so that they are committed to a full lineup, from the Equinox to the Silverado. They're producing these cars, and for other companies too, it's just under a different badge, but for the Bolt, I think, it just depends on what they choose with their batteries, how much they charge for it, and So it's hard to.
Yeah.
tune down.
It's expected to be affordable, I
Yeah,
think.
but it's built on the same platform as the Equinox and the Blazer and the Cadillacs. It's the LTM platform, so it's gonna be the same, which means that, yeah, the body will be different. It might be a slightly smaller footprint. So, yeah, there's that risk that it's a new model for that part. So there could be squeaks and rattles and body fit problems, but as far as like the electrical, the drive system, the battery system, I think you probably would be safe on those.
Okay, and those are the most important things
Yes.
to me. I don't actually care how a car looks.
True, but you might care
I-
about this a lot.
I do when the brakes work.
Yeah, well, the brakes
That's-
should be okay.
Yeah.
I never used the brakes. Never ever. And it's not fully true, but sometimes there are people that get in my way. So
Yeah, I hope it's fully true.
I was gonna say, and the regenerative braking doesn't completely stop you, so you kind of have to use it sometimes.
Well, the bumper will stop.
Not mine, I'll still go like 2 miles an hour at least, so I have to put on the brake.
oh, then there's a difference. I have never, ever had that problem since nearly 30,000 miles, since last year.
Yeah, it's funny because my Tesla, when I slow down and get to about 6 miles an hour, it kind of like coasts, right? So you have to step on the brake, but the Volvo, it comes to a complete stop. Take your foot off the accelerator and it will stop.
It will completely stop, interesting.
Then you have L and S, right?
I wouldn't like that,
What kind of complete stop?
Yes,
not to. be
with
able
S,
to
it doesn't
fly.
come to a complete stop.
If you're a
With L,
hypermodern, you wanna
it should
fly.
come to a complete stop.
Wait, well, maybe that's one of the things, because if you're talking about like the gears,
The gears, yeah.
because it only allows me to put hard in neutral drive.
Okay, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Yes, then you need the brake.
The problem I've got is I want at least 300-mile range. And there still aren't that many cars out there with a 300.
Why do you want 300 miles?
So that I can comfortably drive to the Bay Area and back and not have to worry about charging. We're not going on road trips, I think, but,
I can comfortably come back to the Bay Area already.
what is your range?
I never checked it, but 240 miles I
Yeah,
can
well,
make.
you never know when you'll be diverted for this or that, or
Yeah.
you'll, so I like to have a margin for comfort.
Yeah, I think the times that we've come close to, hitting that 0 mile left is when we drove to not quite San Francisco, but close to the coast. Had to run some errands, didn't have a chance to charge fully and came back to Winters in kind of within the course of the day. So that was the closest to coming to 0. So I understand that range anxiety when you're doing something like that.
Yeah, but of course, remember, if you are driving 60 on the freeway and you think you're gonna run out of range, if you slow down at 30,
Yeah.
you'll get way more than twice the mileage.
Yeah, and turn off your AC
Yeah, well,
and your headlights.
it depends. If it's dark, I wouldn't turn them off.
No, it was dark when we were coming back, so we had our lights on, but we just didn't have any, any AC, any climate control
Yeah.
going. That's how we made it home.
Oh, and do it in the summer. I'm surprised how much my range degrades in cold weather now.
In the summer, it increases, right?
Mhm.
Mhm. And I have just changed the cooling fluid. And since then, I make in average 0.6 miles more per kilowatt hour. I didn't,
Just from changing the coolant?
yes, I don't know how that can happen. I'm still wondering.
Well, anyway, thank you, Peter, for your assurances that Chevy probably isn't gonna put the bolt out as a lemon anyway.
Yeah, again, I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
on the manufacturing floor. I'm not putting the things together.
Right, but
That's just my impression.
You ever consider like an Ioniq 6?
isn't that
It's a
Bigger.
sedan.
bigger than and I gotta have a hatchback.
Oh, okay.
That's the other
Mm,
thing. So,
yeah.
yeah, 300 miles hatchback, not too big, not giant wheels.
Right.
So,
EV6 that's the same as the Kia EV6, right? The Ioniq 6? It's similar, right? I thought that was a hatch. The Kia
It
was
might be a
hatch.
hatch.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, because it's a sedan, but it may have a hatch.
Yeah.
Some people don't like how it looks, but it's very efficient, I believe, and it would give you the range, I would
Yeah,
think.
I rented one once. It was a nice car. I just can't remember if it had a hatch or a trunk.
I did that, and I can't remember, maybe it's Plug-in America, somebody has a car finder and you put in your criteria. And it spits out, what fits that.
Mhm.
And there sure wasn't much that fit 300 miles hatch, small car.
Yeah, the problem is you need to move to Europe, they have a bunch,
Mm,
that's.
Obviously, I just need to move to Finland.
That's nice.
Okay, well, I think we can move next to our next part of our meeting.
Okay.
Hey, John,
Hi, John.
you're just in time, for Nathan's presentation.
That's what I planned. I did just exactly right.
Are you gonna click the buttons or?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Or you can.
It doesn't matter. Hi, guys, Brandon asked me to do a quick presentation. I recently moved to a new place and, have a garage now, and so I had the opportunity to install, level 2 charging for my EV, which I was interested in. And I knew about this company called Qmerit and was interested in using their services, and so hopefully this explains how easy it is and why I chose to go with them. So basically, Qmerit is this online company that will find, based on your information, your location, and their criteria, a local electrician to install either hardwire a charger or just install the NEMA 1450 outlet to your garage or outdoor space. And the main reason I even knew about Qmerit was there's this YouTube channel called State of Charge that Tom Balogany does, and he's a really good user. He does EV charger reviews. So if you're ever interested in like what EV charger should I buy and install in my home, he has a really good system of creating points and grades for what he sees as good chargers, and he's sponsored and works heavily with Qmerit to help people install their own chargers. He also has this program where he finds people who watch his channel who have had issues with their chargers. So a lot of times the electrician they use was improperly installed, and so there was a burn, a fire, thankfully nothing, not a whole house fire, but something burned down. But he goes in with Qmerit and fixes the problem and makes sure it doesn't happen again. So using Qmerit is really easy. Go next. Basically, it's all online. You either decide whether they're gonna install a charger or just install a NEMA 1450 outlet. For me, I wish I had a picture, but I couldn't find a good picture, but basically they'll prompt you with a text once you sign up and give them, your information. They'll prompt you with a text and you click on it, and on their website, they'll prompt you to take a picture of your panel, sorry, yes, thank you, for your panel, and they'll analyze it really quickly and see whether, oh, you are ready, or maybe you'll need an upgrade depending on how old the panel is and how many amps you have. And then once they get that information, then they will connect you with a local electrician that they've certified and they know is a good partner for you. And then they'll pretty quickly, I think it was within a day, they'll give you an estimate with this local electrician on how much it costs And then the only upfront fee is they require $149 deposits that will go towards the project to reserve your spot. And you can schedule again all online, so it makes it really easy. You can still call the electrician, but if you don't want to, Chimera can take care of it all. And yeah, pretty easy, like a week later, the electrician came, install it. It was a 1 day process. Sometimes it may take longer depending on what your house needs. And then what's included? Like I said, the installation of the EV charging station, they will sell you a unit, or there's no problem with whatever charger you want. They'll help you install it, or 1450 outlet, which I did. And based on their picture and when they're on site, they'll make sure you have enough load with your panel to fit the charger, and if you need an upgrade, they'll help you with that too. Permit inspection as required by local jurisdictions, install code compliant electrical wiring, protective tubing. That's one of the issues, like I said, with State of Charge, his videos, where people that use licensed electricians, and even some who have been inspected by the local utility, there were still problems coming because they just didn't know the right wiring, the right torquing needed for it. And so Chimera, they'll add a warranty on the parts and labor and make sure that everything is okay if there's any issues. And so cost wise, that's the main thing. According to Chimera, it typically ranges from 800 to 2,500 with the average cost of 1,700. My cost was 1,400. I would do it anyways, but SMUD, I'm lucky to live in SMUD district. They'll offer a rebate to help with the installation. PG&E, looking at their website, they won't help with the installation, but they'll help with a rebate for an actual physical charger, depending on your income. And so yeah, I just did a 1450 outlet. I already had a mobile charger in my car. It was really easy. And I'm glad I used it.
Yeah. Have you looked into the efficiency of the chargers?
Yeah, well, I've always used a level 1 3-pin outlet to charge my vehicle. So I knew going up to a 240 volt, it was going to be more efficient charging my vehicle. There'd be less load loss.
Well, actually, probably less.
Yeah,
More loss at the 240.
240
If
should
you,
have
if you
more
drive it,
losses.
if you drive it at the 40 amps.
How much?
why lower, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have some numbers on that?
On my efficiency,
On the efficiency? And that means from the current from the grid to. inside the
yeah,
car.
I use an app called, what is it? On an unrelated note, called OppiWatt. That gives me money back depending on when I charge, but you connect it to your EV vehicle and they'll give you like a rating, like a percentage of how efficient it is, depending on when you charge and how much you charge. And usually I'm in either the high 80s or 90s, so
High 80s and 90, okay.
at least according to that data.
That's what I experienced myself as well, but recently I had 1 kilowatt hour on 2.6 kilowatt hour. That I lost during charging.
Mm.
I was perplexed.
That's a lot.
Yes, I just wanted to try and
I mean, that's worse than a third.
it's not the first time that it happened. So I don't know why.
So Nathan, I'm unclear about what Q-Merit, what's the value that Q-Merit is providing as opposed to you just calling up somebody?
It's knowing that they already sort out the electricians in your area and make sure they are actually qualified. They go to the local electricians, have to meet the standards of Q-Merit and make sure they're up to snuff with them. And it relieves you of, they don't give you an option, I mean, if you want to, I guess you could ask, but they'll just send out a local electrician, so you don't have to call, unless you have a, relationship with a local electrician, that's great, but if you don't, you have no idea. They'll take the worry and the time out of it, they already have a list of local electricians that they know and stand by, so they'll just send one to you based on where you live.
So do you buy your charger through them?
You can, it's up to you, they offer some chargers, but you can install whatever charger you want.
Can you just go out and buy a charger?
Yeah.
Go to, Chargers Inc. and they've got, or Costco, or, you know.
We got two of our chargers from Emporia.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
lots of companies
yeah.
online or at stores, probably Best Buy, maybe
Yeah,
Costco.
and with Emporia, you don't even need one of the 220 volts, you can plug it into a regular outlet. So,
Are there lots of, we're gonna need to install a second charger when we buy our second EV. And our current one is Clipper Creek, so that'll tell you how old that is.
That'll also tell you how well built it was, 'cause it's still working.
Good point.
And you installed it, didn't you?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has an EE degree, but
I don't know that power stuff.
Yeah.
That's really different.
But I managed to do it without killing myself.
So how do you know which one you want?
I was gonna ask the same question, because I'm in the market for a charger.
You look at reviews, the YouTube channel, State of Charge, he has a really good point system of seeing, which is good. He has a lot of tests, like he superheats them, he freezes the cables to see if it's, you can still use it in cold weather. It just depends on your needs, how much you're willing to spend, how much power you need based on, how much power it provides the car EV that you want.
I'm willing to spend as little as possible.
Yeah, well, at a minimum, make sure that it's got a UL seal on it.
Oh, yeah.
Or another testing laboratory, because, you can get these really cheap ones from China. And
That's not really-
that will save you money, but maybe not in the long run.
That's not really bad.
And the right block is also important.
Mm.
what?
The right
Plug.
Yes, as I found out, yes. The right plug.
So are there certain features one should look for in a charger?
Well, for me, I just plug it into the wall, I use my portable charger, so, I've never installed an actual ESC in my house. We used, it depends on how far I drive, if I don't drive very far, I'll charge it up on the 120. Well, my wife's car, because it's outside, I just run the high powered extension cord out and charge it on 240, but, yeah, it's.
Well, I've been running on the portable charger for 7 years, and
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Oh, okay,
I'm
yeah,
doing other electrical things in the house, so I think this is a good time.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I just can't see spending the money for an ESC when the portable charger works just fine.
Oh, it just takes a day to charge to get a day of driving. It's
Well,
very slow.
Oh, cause you're using 120 then.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
see, if you got 240 at an outlet and a portable charger,
Yeah.
it'll charge just as fast overnight as the ESC.
Yeah, okay, no, I should have said that. I don't have a 240.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, what he said, UL listing, ones that have a good warranty is always a good sign. If you want to have one that has, a smart app so you can control it from your phone, that's convenient.
So let me ask that, so you brought up a very good question, so I'm in a position where I'm gonna have to do some panel changes and things. Because I'm changing, putting in a heat pump and a couple of things in the house. Would it be, what are the pros and cons to doing a hardwired charger, or having a 240 plug put in a convenient place for a portable?
I would probably go with the plug, simply because then, if you move, you could take the charger, ESC with you. Or you could use that outlet for something else, like in our house, my son likes to weld, and so he can unplug see from the wall and plug the older in. You know? So, you know, or some other device that is 240 volt, then that way you've got the outlet already there and you can use it. Whereas if it's hardwired, you can't. So it just depends on your use case. So, but that would be what I would do.
And are what would you call them, portable or not hardwired chargers? Is there a generic term for like you got?
Well, so I'm using like the mobile charger, the one that comes with the car and, you know, it's got the 120 plug and the 240 plug and you can take it with you and plug it in anywhere. There are also EVSEs that mount on the wall, but they're not hardwired and plug them into an outlet. Like a Clipper Creek, some of Clipper Creek's the lower powered Clipper Creek, so like a 40 amp, a Clipper Creek would have a 1450 plug on the end of it, and you could just plug it in rather than hardware it.
Okay, and the ones that are portable, like the ones that you use for your car, they are as much as the hardwired ones are. Do all of the regulation, they're fully protective, both of your car and of your home's power.
Yeah, I mean, the portable EVSE is gonna have, you know, fault protection in it. If it detects some kind of an error, it will just stop charging. And so, or if the car detects an error, car will stop and the EVSE will then stop too, because there's communication between the two.
I see.
Yeah, so I mean, that works whether you have the mobile unit or a one that mounts on the wall and then plugs in, or a hardwired one. They're all basically gonna have the same, you know, communication and cutout features.
Okay, so they all keep you from blowing up your car or burning down your
Yeah,
home.
well, I mean, the car should be protecting itself. If there's something, if the EVSE is doing something goofy, it should just stop it, you know, just open the circuit and stop the charge.
I see.
And then, or the EVSE, if it detects a problem, it should stop it.
Okay.
And sometimes EVs, you can schedule when it will and won't charge, so that way you can make sure you're not putting too much strain on any component of the charging. That's what we've done with ours. We have a schedule that it only charges between certain hours. And the only time we make exceptions to that is when we're down low, we say just charge all night, so.
Yeah, you can do that, yeah, in both of my vehicles, I can set, you know, even if I plug it into the 1450, which can go as high as 40 amps, I can tell the car, well, charge at 32, charge at 20, both cars, and I can set it, and then it tells the charger, the EVSE, that, hey, I only want 20 amps, and that's what it gets.
Okay, very, very informative. But Nathan, to the point about why use these guys, are they kind of like Repower YOLO?
Yeah.
In that sense, and we have found them to just be invaluable. If you don't wanna do all the research
Yeah,
yourself.
just make it easier.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Who was in? Who
Sorry,
was
what?
invaluable? It's hard to hear out here.
Oh, are you from Davis?
Yes.
Okay, Repower YOLO. They
Oh,
are
he's my next door neighbor. Got it.
Oh, for Chris or John?
Chris.
Ah, yeah, they are fabulous. Every time we need anything to do with solar power or battery storage or whatever, we just call them up and they are utterly trustworthy. And it doesn't really cost you anything. So, plus they're really sweet guys.
Yep. Agreed.
Well, thanks, Nathan, for the presentation. I'm everyone got some of the questions answered.
Yeah.
So for the last portion of our meeting today, I'm going to talk a little bit about EVs at Pavilion, And then maybe we can go to some car tours if anyone's interested in what people have brought today. But the rundown of EVs at the Pavilion is that it's happening September 28th. And I'm actually going on a site walkthrough next week with the city, so that'll be fun. It'll become real then, right? Also, we've been sending out lots of emails to other agencies and transportation groups, and we've been, you know, consistently onboarding groups to our internal list, so that's going well as some, you know, new EV volunteers trickling in as well, so that's great. Excited to see the Chevy Silverado. That'll be great. Be cool.
I'll double check, make sure we can have that available and so on that Sundays.
Okay. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, logistics or anything, you can let me know. We're planning a similar site plan to 2023. So once we have that certain capacity of volunteers and EVs and exhibits from other agencies, we'll send out more logistics information. We also invited a lot of like e-bike vendors as well, so it'll be like it'll be an EV, you know, fair, but like sustainable transportation fair as well. So, you know, you can expect like the Yellowstone Air District to be there. The Valley Clean Energy, of course, is a big one, so it could turn out to be more like a holistic type of, you know, sustainable transportation / energy sort of thing. So I think it's shaping up to be something a little more of like an evolution of what we did in 2023. Of course, that happened just before I was brought on, so it'll be my first one. It'll be cool.
Is Unitrans coming?
Tina?
Is Unitrans coming?
Oh, I don't know yet. I haven't confirmed. I will make note of that.
Yeah, because the bus was very popular last time, but it was brand new and. But still, there's a whole other generation of students coming to campus and, you know,
Yeah,
they've never seen the electric buses before.
good point.
Oh, just so you know, Roseville, they're electrifying their commuter buses now.
Great.
So from,
Nice.
from Roseville to Sacramento, those buses will be electric. I think they've already got a couple. They're using grant money and everything to buy them, replace the whole fleet.
Are we gonna have any test drives or just displays?
Yeah, well, we can do test drives. So far, the only people I've asked for to do that are the local dealers. You know, and inviting them is always, you know, you gotta give each of them their own attention. At times, so.
Tesla's pretty hungry, so they might very well come out. They've been coming out to, the ones that Spud puts on. Everyone.
Isn't damn interesting how many came out and they were on the. I always forgot the names of the Tesla, but they were continually driving.
Yeah, well, the last one that they were at was the Sunrise Farmer Market, and they brought a wiper display and 2 Cybertrucks to drive, so they had nothing except Cybertrucks to drive. But they were busy, they were running them around.
Really?
And yeah, it was 2 they were running and continuing.
Yeah, I don't think I have a contact for Tesla. They did reach out, you know, and for the sake of EV adoption. I responded, but I haven't gotten a response back.
Okay. Do you know Jenny Matchell?
I don't.
She's works with Charge Across Town. They're the vendor that does the SMUD ride and drives. I bet she might have a contact.
Okay.
Because I'm like 90% sure that the group that comes out is coming from Rockland.
Okay.
So, cause I think that's the only dealer, right? There isn't another dealer in the area.
There's one in northern Sacramento, yeah.
Northern Sacramento.
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
On Auburn Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
I remember going by it, going.
Oh, that's right. Arden Way, there's something. Oh, yeah, there's
Maybe
one
that's
there.
what it is.
Yeah, that's right. That's where the Tesla takedown is. Okay.
I remember because I was just surprised to see it kind of this.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know which dealer, but, or which office, you know, which place, but, yeah, I could, let me, I'll forget if, maybe if you wanna send an email and I'll get a hold
Oh,
of
yeah,
Jenny and
sure.
say, can you talk to Brandon about Tesla? He needs Teslas for ride and drive.
Yeah, the guys, some of the dealers I visited this past week were very interested in having an EV. Some of them only had one model, one unit. On the lot.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, it depends on the dealer. Yeah, if they've only had one vehicle, they may not be too enamored to do run drives because they need that car for a single walk-in dealership.
Although actually they'd have more exposure at the.
Yeah,
at
it
the
would.
Pavilion.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Those are potential customers.
That, well, yeah, it is, but I mean,
They may
you know,
not
the
see
way they look at it is, if somebody walks in the door at the dealership and that car is not there, they lost the sale.
Yeah, they're a lot closer at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the current status without going into too much details. I don't know if anyone has any questions before we move on.
Oh, yeah, a key question for EVs at the Pavilion. Will we get Yellowberry gift cards?
Most likely, yeah.
It just wouldn't be the same without having a yogurt afterwards, so.
I still have funds on the lost cards.
Peter, you need to up your game.
Well, I should have brought it with me today. I could have gotten something on my way home. But yeah, the last time I came to Davis, I think I forgot it then too.
Well, to be absolutely honest, I had a collection of 4 of them at home and Robert and I worked mightily to take care of that.
It's
So,
hard work, but somebody's gotta do it.
yeah, really.
Thank you for your doodle. All right, did anyone else online have any questions, any remarks, comments, concerns?
I do. I do.
What's up, Mont?
I'm interested in anybody's recommendations for how I would learn how to. I've only done home charging. Oh, I've a couple of points. One is that I just called up my electrician and had him put in a 240 socket right next to the car, and it cost $560. So there was no middleman. Anyway, that's just my experience. But the information I would like is where you would recommend that I learn how to use the fast charging for long trips. What I have to do to configure the vehicle and what plugs I need and that sort of thing. The only
you don't
plugs
need
I
any-
have are my 110 and 240 plugs.
Yeah, Mont, for the fast charging, you don't need anything. The plugs are on the chargers at the charging station. You just have to go to a charging station that's compatible with the connector on your car. So which car do you have?
I have a Subaru.
Okay, so that's CCS1, right?
I
It's
don't
got-
know. I don't know that
I'm
shorthand.
90% sure it is. So basically what you want to do is you want to go to like Electrify America, EV Go, Shell Recharge. One of the ones that's not Tesla, because those chargers will be compatible with your car and you just pull up. You need to install the app on your phone for the charging provider that you want to use. And what I would really recommend is that you if you want to try it out like right here in Davis, like Electrify America over by the B of A or something, and just install the app and then go there and plug it into your car and then initiate the charge on the app and see. It might actually initiate automatically. It depends on your car, but just try it where you're home so that if it doesn't work, you can go home and charge rather than, be out on a road trip and be down to 5% charge and then it doesn't work, right? So, yeah, and so then once you've gotten it to work, at one of them, like if you make it work at Electrify America, for example, it'll work at all the others. You just have to have the app for those others on your phone. So like me, I've got like 4 different charging provider apps. And yeah,
And the one at B of A, is Electrify America?
yes. And
Okay,
there's probably others. I just know of that one because we've used it before.
thank you.
Sure.
You're muted, Bertrand. Bertrand, you're muted.
Yes, thank you for checking my lips. Yeah, you don't even need an account on app. If you want to try, you can just pull in one of the slot and plug the car, step 1, swipe your credit card or just put it in if it's or tap, depending which kind you have, and that's it. It will guide you through it. So if you want to try to see how it works and stuff like that. So ultimately, if you each company has its own account system which give you different rate, but if you are going to use it once in a while, like I do, because I mostly charge at home, I found out it's not really worth it to have an account to any of them. I don't know if people have a different experience, if they can recommend one that would be worthwhile, even if you don't use it very often, because most of them charge a monthly fee, and if you don't use it, it's not helpful. And do you have a Solterra?
Yes,
Okay, yeah. So CCS1, it won't work at Tesla. And Tesla, you need an account anyway, and an adapter. So is anyone knows of the system that basically doesn't require to have a membership to the monthly fee? Which
Well,
one? Okay.
Electrify America doesn't require a membership. They offer it, and if you pay the money, you get a discounted charge rate, but you can
Yes.
charge without a membership.
That's correct. That's what I was saying. That if you go, do you know how much is it per month to have an Electrify America account?
Yeah, $7 because I'm paying it.
So most often,
What's that?
how often, like, do they do monthly, do they do yearly?
It's $7 a month.
Okay.
$7.
And I should really cancel it because we don't use it enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the issue. But you can try any, and you should try before you go on a trip.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Bertrand's right about the credit card. In California, you should, every one of them should be compatible with a credit card. But outside California, that's not necessarily true. So if you're going in state, no problem. But if you're going out of state, you might want to make sure you have the app on your phone too.
I was
Correct.
gonna say, how else do they do it? Do they have you put cash in the machine?
No, you'll have to have the app and a credit card on file so that they can
Okay.
deduct, the payment through the internet.
Truly 21st century then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think even California was thinking, maybe they changed their mind, but they were thinking of actually having those machines accept cash too. Because, some people don't have credit cards. And so they didn't want to discriminate against people who, didn't have a credit card or a debit card, but they still wanted them to be able to charge.
Mhm.
But I don't know that they actually do have cash readers on them. I've never seen one.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah. And just to give a little anecdote on my own situation here. So in my family, someone is going to turn 100 in September. So it's in France. And so I'm going there. And so I decided I wanted to do a tour with my wife. So, but it's going to be EV. And I was concerned that some of the credit card would require a PIN or otherwise. So basically, there is a system called Charge Map that it works in many countries. I'm not sure. I don't think it works in the US yet, but probably there is an equivalent. And it basically, you pay them and they take care of everything else. So I don't know if there is a system like that in the US, that basically some kind of a consolidator, someone that basically talk to various network. Do you know that?
I'm not aware of one in the US. I believe somebody was trying to start something like that in Canada.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's actually up and running. Cause I think, every once in a while, I watch these EV Society webinars and I think they had a presentation on that. That they were trying to say, you sign up with us and then we coordinate and you can go to basically any charging provider and
Voilà.
you just pay through us your credit card's here, not on 6 different apps. Yeah.
So in my case, I was a bit nervous because I've read stories where it was difficult, and basically, if you had this card, they say you should never have the problem of compatibility. So what I'm doing is I'm driving a full day, stopping in several places, and then I'm spending time a full day somewhere and keep going like that around France. And I wanted to do EV, so my leisure is not creating more emissions. So, but I'm now comfortable because of that card, which is called Charge Map, and I know, I mean, the concept seems convenient instead of having to have multiple accounts. So I wish there would be something similar in the state, and hopefully, I guess at some point they may.
Yeah.
So I have ChargePoint and I don't pay a monthly fee. I can use their public chargers. They just, I have a credit card on file with them and they charge the credit card. But I don't pay a separate monthly fee past that.
Right, they may have an option for, you pay a monthly fee and you get a discount, right? But again, if you don't use it very much.
Don't
it's
use it
not
very
worth
much,
it.
yeah, that's no point.
I've not seen that.
I don't know for sure about ChargePoint. I know Electrify America does have it, cause I'm paying for it.
Hope that answered your question, Juan.
It does. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, for ChargePoint, I tried to use it on EVgo. It's supposed to work. It was not working. So I ended up actually downloading the app on the spot to be able to use it. So I don't know. It doesn't seem very reliable, but a good point, there is no monthly fee.
Great, well, I think we've reached the end of our agenda here in office, but I want to thank everyone for joining today. Thank you for those who brought food. It's appreciated. Our next meeting after EVs at the Pavilion is going to be October 8th. So expect information on that. Post EVs at the Pavilion. Yeah, I hope to see you all on September 28th. Sunday. Bertrand, go ahead.
Yes, I have another question. Maybe you said it, but I missed it. Is how many cars do you anticipate to have at the EV at the Pavilion?
How many cars?
Huh? How many cars on the show?
I think we're planning to have at least 20.
20 about, yeah.
20 EVs and parked under the shade structure, so.
Yeah.
Cars are trickling in, every other day or so, I get another email saying, yeah, I'll show my car, so.
Yeah.
And this is in Davis, right?
Yes, this is at the farmer's market,
Okay,
the giant structure.
right, yeah.
So,
Got it.
There's probably enough room for about 40, right?
If you can coordinate,
probably, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, usually we do, the way it's been done is like, 2 cars front to back and then 2 in each, basically 4 in a stall.
And you get close to 50, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a lot.
It was
there.
huge.
I mean, it depends if it's a bunch of big pickup trucks, maybe not.
We'll also have other
But-
agencies too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs room to set up their tables. and
yeah,
stuff,
exactly.
Yeah, it should be a pretty well-rounded event with EVs, and you also have your e-bikes there as well, and the air dish will be there. So it'll be good.
Okay, cool.
So I keep waiting for you to put out the call for volunteers.
It's out.
Is it?
Yeah, well, I sent out emails, but it's a constant,
But you have us in the room.
Yeah.
This is when you make your pitch.
Well, Barbara has already volunteered
Oh.
to help with registration. Peter, you also mentioned you wanted to help, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I signed up through the Endeam, I guess, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
It used to be Drive Electric Week, now it's Drive Electric Month.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I signed up there, but I know I got an email that said, and I don't know where I got it from, but it had links to the I can't remember what the website was, but basically there was a place where you could sign up for the volunteer to set up the helping during the event.
Yes,
Mhm.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
all of the above, you can, you don't have to limit yourself.
Right.
the sign up genius, yeah.
Yeah, sign up genius, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I can resend that, but yeah, I'll be doing some more recruiting over the next few weeks or so.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thanks all, I'm going to end the meeting here, but feel free to hang out. Monts,
Eat
Bertrand,
lots,
good,
please.
good to see you
Eat
both.
lots on your way up.
All right, okay,
Mhm.
well, pick one up.